Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 6 from Class AC 220 Seat A. So today my members and I will present all the issues and the potential issues that might be arise from the Aroma equity scandal. So our group consists of 4 group members. First is Muhammad, I member Muhammad Kiri, Ifa Hafizah, Nuratira binti Kamal Dama, and me, Nuraihana Alila binti Khalif. What is regulated business? Regulated business means a business which is required to be licensed under one or other of the regulatory laws. As part of the payment service regulations, organizations that engage in regulated financial activity in the UK must be approved and registered with the Financial Conduct Authority, including all financial institutions domiciled there, such as banks and insurance companies. Company's background. There is a transnational grocery and merchandise retailer in Great Britain, founded by Jimmy Law in 1970. First Aroma store opened in 1927 in the UK. Top 5 retailer in the world, sold a wide range of low-cost products. Had 12 directors of the board, which consists of 10 non-executive directors and 2 executive directors in 2015. From the Aroma equity scandal, in the UK, businesses are regulated by 4 regulators. First is Financial Conduct Authority, Financial Reporting Council, Serious Fraud Office, and Corporate Risk Court at Judiciary. Issues are arising from the Aroma equity scandal. First issue is the director of Aroma ignored the equity misstatement reports made by the accountant for the interest of the company. The directors are ignoring the whistleblower in the interest of the company. Aroma's accountant Augustin blew the whistle on a €277 million equity scandal to CFO but failed to get its attention. The report that Augustin prepared for CEO also went missing. However, there are not any response from the CEO and also CFO. Recommendations. The director should not ignore any accounting misstatement in a company because it shows that they are not practicing integrity in doing their work. Second is monitor the financial statement made. So the director do not focus solely on the profit to the point disregard ethical business practices. Company should set out new regulations in which the upper management cannot ignore any reports made by the employees. If they do whistleblower, the employee should report the issue to the external responsible. Second is BOD should responsible in preparing financial reports with honesty and diligence, as well as disclose the true amount of profit to the shareholder and market. Advantages and disadvantages. Advantages: internal control system will be more effective and efficient, such as avoid conflicts of interest and prevent financial misconduct. Second is BOD will responsible for minimize the potentials of financial fraud. Disadvantages: first, develop employee dissatisfaction if internal control planned and implemented. Second is they may agree to commit fraud and whistleblower with one another. For goods supplied must be paid in accordance with the terms for payment agreed between Aroma and its supplier. The best solution for Aroma is the first one, which is improve its invoices by providing more transparency and clarity for suppliers. It is because the methodology
transparency is rewarded, they are much more likely to resolve production issues with Aroma directly instead of trying to get away with substandard work or unethical behavior behind Aroma back. The second one is foster open communication with the supply base, which will need to continue throughout the relationship when collaboration and continuous improvement are expected to produce an additional financial benefit. But how about the disadvantages? The disadvantages is access to competitor data. Inherent within this model is likelihood that competing supplier will be party to the same blockchain and have access to the same central data record, and therefore competitors' information. Accordingly, whilst greater transparency and trust may be offered by technology underpinning the supply chain, those connecting digital supply chains will need to consider if and how to manage data access rights for users who are concerned with sharing too much data with competitors.
Hi, my name is Ibu Hafiza. I will present to you the issue 3, which is relationship between Aroma and KPMG as an auditor to Aroma for more than 5 years. This issue is about KPMG has been an auditor for Aroma within 30 years. Aroma achieved the sales target, but it is difficult to interpret that uncertainty in the accounting for commercial income and also receive cash earlier before sales were made. Audit committee was pursuing KPMG on this issue. There are 2 recommendations on this issue. First is the company should do rotate audit firm every 5 years to increasing independence between auditors and clients. Number 2 is the company should stay engaged with the same audit firm for more than 5 years. So the best solution on this issue is rotation auditor is appointed a new auditor for every 5 years to spend less time between auditor and clients. Auditor responsible is to free from bias and detect misstatement in the financial statement. Now we go to advantage and disadvantage of the solution that I shared before. First advantage is to increase independence and objective in the Aroma. Potential for fresh eyes and perspective. And lastly is increased quality of work. For the disadvantage is increasing cost to the company. Next is a lack of knowledge of client operation and increase the times and distraction management.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Aiman and I will be continuing the presentation with ethic risks and awareness of ethical consideration. First, we need to understand what is ethic risk. According to Marc Lemenestrel, the term refers to unexpected negative consequences of unethical actions. A proper training about ethical risk allows the identification, mitigation and transformation of ethical risks, improving organizational efficiency and developing organizational identity. One of an ethic risk is unethical leadership. If you look on real-life events on these risks, look no further than the Enron, Arthur Andersen and the WorldCom series of disasters, where it is clearly spelled that current governing modes on companies reporting are not enough to protect the investors' interests. It is evident that directors and executives do not identify, assess and manage ethic risks in the same manner or in depth as construed to other business risks. Second is whistleblowing or social media rants. Business owners must be able to respect and not penalize employees who are deemed whistleblowers to either regulatory authorities or on social media. This means that employees should be encouraged and cannot be penalized for raising awareness of workplace violations. For example, The employees at Aroma PLC became a whistleblower as he told his CEO about the accounting scandal in the company. Luckily, the CEO listened to him and made a move for the accounting scandal. Third is ethics in accounting practices. Any organization must maintain accurate bookkeeping practices. Cooking the books and otherwise conducting unethical accounting practices is a serious concern for organizations, especially in publicly traded companies. Now we look this from an Islamic perspective. Main reason for business is to gain a livelihood so that one meets the ends. The Al-Quran authorizes interactions in all forms of transactions if there is no profiteering from others' weaknesses. The Al-Quran has stated in this regard, Allah has made business lawful and prohibited usury. Islam has set some guidelines and procedures for conducting business. These guidelines are there to protect the interests of all the stakeholders, whether it be the directors, employees, suppliers, and customers. The guidelines are to be truthful, to be honest, to be benevolent, to be considerate. Next, we focus on awareness of ethical consideration. The term refers to the eagerness and ability to designate moral situations and dilemmas, critically analyze, evaluate, and additionally change one's own moral esteems and look up the effects of one's own attitude for the lives of others. One way is to implement ethical work environments. It is very important that every level of management in a company must implement an ethical work environment. The Islamic work ethic can be used as a base for creating the ideal work environment. According to Kamal Hassan, there are 5 attributes in the Islamic work ethic. Number 1 is employees have to fulfill their job for the societal obligation with purpose to seek pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 2, trustworthiness as a vice garment of Allah which comprehends all aspects of living as a human. Number 3, Muslim must perform his duty as a religious obligation as well as implement all ritual obligations. Motivational reward is not only linked with earthly reward but also rewarded in the hereafter. Number 4, employees must adhere to diligence and efficiency as well as fairness in preserving public interest. And lastly, employer-employee relationships are based on human value, which is beyond race, color, language, and inheritance.